Right now, time for Kauai Live. We do this every Sunday, 7 to 8. We feature musicians playing live in studio, a great resource for musicians on Kauai and those maybe traveling through. One more of the gems here, we offer a community radio station. If you would like to perform on Kauai Live, you can call the KKCR office at 826-7774. Call them weekdays, office hours. They can get you in touch with me. That's 826-7774. Or you can go to our Kauai Live Facebook page. That's facebook.com/Kauai Live. And you can get directly in touch with me through that. As well as if you are just a fan of live music, you can see who's up and coming, and you can see photos and videos, and really get in touch with Kauai Live. Joining us this evening in the studio, Emma Lee. Welcome, Emma.
How you doing, Rhett?
Really good to have you in the studio.
Thanks.
Now, do you prefer Emma Lee or Emma?
Either one works. It's actually a stage name. My name's Emily, but
Emily. Okay.
Emily was a good way to be on stage and still kind of be my name.
Yeah.
But yeah, I respond to Emma these days.
Now, you recently moved back to Kauai?
Yeah, I grew up here, and I've been gone for 7 years. I moved to California, and that's where I learned how to play guitar and wrote a bunch of songs, made a few albums, and just wrapped up the second one, and it was time to come home. Glad to be warm.
Wow. So in the last 7 years, you've become an established musician.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. And now you've brought it back home.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah.
My family's been bugging me about it.
Now we're gonna talk a little bit more about your new album over the next hour and everything that you got going on. And but first, why don't you give us a song?
All right. It's just came off of a blues show, so it made me think of this one. The song's called "Hanging Tree."
These troubles all away. Going down to the hanging tree, we're gonna see who's hanging around today. And singing, hey, high and bottle rise, all I need and get me by. Bye-bye. Going down to the river, baby, see who's washing who today. Going down to the crossroads, we see whose turn it is to pay. Singing, hey, high and bottle rise, all I need and get me by. Bye-bye. Well, I went down to the river mouth, baby, here's what the river had to say. Said, get you down to the hanging tree, better see who's hanging around today. I was singing, hey, high bottle rise, all I need and get me by. Bye-bye. Well, I went down to the hanging tree, baby, and you were hanging round today. So it got me back to the crossroads, 'cause I knew it was time to pay. Singing, hey, high bottle rise, all I need to get me by. Down to the river, baby, wash these troubles all away. Going down to the river, watch your body float away. Singing, hey, high bottle rise, all I need to get me by. Hey, high bottle rise, all I need to get me by. Hey, high bottle rise, all I need to get me by.
What a great sound.
Thanks.
Wow, yeah, incredible voice and picking too. You're quite a picker.
Yeah, my fingers like to do that.
Yeah, where did you pick that up?
I kind of started playing that way. I actually had a harder time strumming than picking.
Wow.
But I'm figuring it out.
Yeah. So do you write all your own music?
Yeah, I write all my own music and of course the words. That's the part I love. I love writing the words.
Yeah. Is that how you start? You start with the words first and then add the music?
Usually. Sometimes they come at the same time. Every once in a while the music comes first and then the words just follow. But yeah, usually it's the words first.
Okay. Well, let's quickly talk about your new album.
It's good. I'm pleased to say that. I've been listening to it for about 6 months now with mixes, and it's been work to listen to it. I've had to listen to it for fine-tuning and this solo or that solo, and just released it on Friday digitally. It's all over. It's on iTunes and CD Baby, and listened to it Saturday morning. It was the first time I got to hear it as music instead of work, and I'm like, all right, whew, good. I love it. It's called Waiting for Hobby. It's by the Emily Project. The concept that I came up with, I had all these incredible musicians around me, always. The whole time I've been playing, and everyone wanted to play. And so I said, okay, well, I won't have a band. I'll just have a project, and the only thing that has to be there is me playing my songs, and anyone who wants to learn them can sit in and play them with me. And we would do that, and this group of people, Cheyenne Young on bass, RT on drums, RT Goodrich, and Javier Jimenez on the lead guitar, came together and really just gelled. It was beautiful, really magical. So the four of us became the Emily Project for a while. We played a bunch of shows, played solidly for a few months, and then said, we got an album here, let's do it. And spent about a week in the studio and a few more days here and there fixing some leads, and then just mixing. It was intense. We laid down 12 songs in about 4 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's some going.
Yeah.
So you mentioned it's on iTunes and it's on CD Baby, and it's by the Emily Project.
The
And
Emily Project.
one more time, the name of the title of the album?
The title of the album is Waiting for Javi, because we were waiting for Javi to be the lead player to really make the band right.
And Javi is H-A-V-I?
J-A-V-I.
J-A-V-I.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, there you have it. Waiting for Javi by the Emily Project. And a little later in the show, we're going to hear a couple of tracks from that album.
All right.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. The last one you sang, is that off the new album?
No, that one, I think that is on the, sorry, that is on the first album. But no, we didn't do that one. But it's one of my favorites.
Now, your first album is on iTunes as well?
It is. That one's
Okay.
called Pieces I Have Found, and that's just solo.
Oh, a solo album.
Yeah.
Okay. And we're happy to have you here solo tonight. It's a really good, it's a good way to get a feel of the artist, and it's a little more intimate. And also, you know, if you ever want to come back and bring a band in, that's an option too.
All right. Well, as soon as I find one here on Kauai, I will. I promise. I love this. I love community radio.
Okay, and we'll talk about that maybe after your next song about
All right.
what you're hoping to achieve here. So, do you want to play us another one?
Sure. This is it's a pretty new song. This one is called "Lie with Me." You cannibalize, surveyed the night, bought one glass in hand, till your pickpocket smile left your face in shambles. Like a carnival magician, I produced a cigarette. You strolled over like an old bluesman rambles. Speak to me of a love that never dies. Lie with me tonight. We danced a clumsy waltz across a filthy floor. The drunken walls gave their standing ovation. And the Spanish stars spoke to the French moon in a language that requires no translation. Speak to me of a love that never dies. Lie with me tonight. Well, I was
was the eye with the storm in her eye, and you were the you with its bows. Your knees were tattered from all those penitent acts. And you spoke to me of all the things you'd never do. Well, my darling, I'm not interested in facts. Speak to me of a love that never dies. Lie with me tonight.
Wow, beautiful.
Thank you.
Is there some Leonard Cohen influence there?
I love Leonard Cohen. Oh, God. I adore him. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So the Emily project, that was a mainland project. Is it still going to be the Emily project over here on Kauai?
I think so. I mean, I think that's the whole point.
Now you're looking for participants?
Definitely.
Okay.
I mean, I don't mind playing alone, but it's a lot more fun to play with other people. Yeah.
So let's say folks want to book you for gigs. Are you open to gigs right now? Are you, now that
Definitely.
the album's done?
Yeah, now I am, since Friday.
Since Friday.
Yeah, people have been asking me to play and asking me when I'm going to play next, and the answer has just been I have to get this album done. I have to get it done. And I'm done, it's out, so yes, I am now available for gigs. And
Okay.
all my booking info is on the website, theemilyproject.com.
And that's how folks can contact you for gigs, and maybe some musicians if they are interested in performing with you.
Definitely. There's a
Okay.
contact thing right there. It says contact us. That sends it right to my email. I would
Okay.
love to hear from people.
And is the Emily Project on Facebook as well?
Absolutely. Facebook.com/Emily Project.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Please
right.
like us.
Well, what's not to like, you know?
I'm not going to answer that question. I think it might incriminate me.
Well, that's rock and roll.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep it rolling.
All right.
If you just tuned in, you're listening to Emma Lee performing for you live, and we're gonna be playing a track in about 15 minutes off of a new album, and then maybe another one towards the end of the show. And for now, you get to hear her live. Real treat.
The song is called You.
You were always beautiful when you were vulnerable, with those rope marks on your wrist, and that faded yellow dress, and those wounded bird eyes, looking for scarlet lullabies. Oh, you look just like me. You look like you could be free. Yeah, you look just like me. You look like a masterpiece of you. Were you always first in line, waiting for the chance to compromise with your trademarked alibis, your quick answers to the question why? And you knew you were always right, except for the middle of sleepless nights. Yeah, you look just like me. You look like you could be free. Yeah, you look just like me. You look like a masterpiece of you. shelf and you knew what to say every morning, every day, but you always looked to someone else to tell you how to be yourself. Yeah, you look just like me. You look like you could be free. Yeah, you look just like me. You look like a masterpiece of you. Yeah, you. I love you.
Another beautiful tune.
Thanks.
And that one was titled?
You.
You. There you go. You are listening to Emma Lee perform for you live in studio songs. So far, has all this been off of your new album?
Actually, none of them have been off of the new album yet.
Oh, okay. We haven't hit the new album yet.
No, these are all newer ones. Except for the first one was an old one.
Okay. And you are, of course, listening to Kauai live every Sunday, 7 to 8. Now, you have probably several albums worth of material ready to go, huh?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Just looking for the musicians and the studios, and then the funding, of course, which I usually do. So it takes a minute.
yeah, it does take a while. And we have no shortage of studios, great studios here on Kauai.
That's what I keep hearing.
Yeah. And as well as just incredible musicians. So I've no doubt it's going to snowball for you here real soon.
I'm ready.
You're ready. And of course, once more is you're looking for you're open to gigs now. You're
Definitely.
open to performing live.
Absolutely.
The Songwriters Festival. Have you looked into that?
I just heard about that, actually. Yeah.
I don't know if it's too late to sign up.
I don't either. I need to look it up. Someone told me about that today, actually.
Yeah.
Like, oh, right. Okay.
It's a very successful event. A lot of great musicians show up there, and yeah, I think you'd do quite well. So once again, Emma Lee live on Kauai Live. What's next?
I'm gonna play Someone.
Someone walks in the room and I daydream. Well, I believe in fantasies at my age. Yeah, someone says my name in the moonlight. I'm coming undone at my age. Yeah, someone somewhere across that old time rainbow. Well, I'm still chasing those bluebirds at my age. Yeah, somewhere second star until morning. Well, I believe in Neverland at my age. Oh, somewhere someday you'll say my name in the moonlight, and I'll be your fantasy at my age.
Emily live. Emily, we did get a caller from San Francisco by the name of Michael, who had a request.
Okay.
And he wants to hear the baseball song.
Okay. All right.
All right. You're on the spot.
The song's going out to Michael Keller. Michael actually wrote this song with me.
Oh.
And he also took me to my first Giants game. All right, Michael.
Well, it's a sentimental sunset. It's a secondary smile, and you're an accidental daydream. And we've been walking for a while. Won't you walk me home? Swinging hands on both the cobblestones, kick a rock into the shadows, and then stay a while. Well, you got that home run kind of grin on. You got the whole world in your hands. I got your jacket around my shoulder. Yeah, I'm your biggest fan. So walk me home, swinging hands on both the cobblestones, kick a rock into the shadows, and then stay a while. Well, you got that pocket full of yes ma'am. You got that easy kind of way. You got me wishing on an all-star. So what do you say? Walk me home, swinging hands on both the cobblestones, kick a rock into the shadows, and then stay a while. Yeah, it's a sentimental sunset.
There you go, Michael from San Francisco. Big mahalo is going out to Michael there for supporting live music and community radio. You have been listening to Emma Lee perform for you live. We're almost halfway through the show. This is Kauai Live. Every Sunday 7 to 8 we feature live original music. And if you would like to perform on Kauai Live, give us a call weekdays, office hours at 826-7774, or go to the Facebook page, facebook.com/Kauai Live. There you can get directly in touch with me, and I can get you right on the schedule. We can accommodate a small band. You know, I'd love to play a track off of your CD right now.
All right.
Do you know which one you want me to play?
Why don't you play the first one? It's called Always Me, and my little brother David Polo, who's in a band, Sage, he plays ukulele and sings harmonies with me on it, and it's really beautiful.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
And again, this is off of your brand new album, Waiting for Javi.
Yeah.
By the Emily Project, available on iTunes, CD Baby, and when did it go onto iTunes?
On Friday.
On
June
Friday.
1st, yeah.
Wow, so it's fresh.
It's brand new.
Fresh. This is kind of the debut here.
Yeah, this is definitely the first time it's getting played on the air.
Wow. Well, we're honored.
And you can go to theemilyproject.com, and that song is actually, I made a video out of some beautiful pictures that my friend Alex took while we were in the studio. Just a little slideshow of that, and that song is the soundtrack, so you can actually hear that one. Preview the album.
Let's hear this. Here we go.
You got that smile like you've been dead before. You kinda look like you've been flat on the floor. Who was she who turned you into this metaphor? Was she your angel and your home? Any old time you wanna think about me, well, any old time you wanna come up and see, well, any old time you wanna know how sweet it could be, any old time, there's always me. Bet you'd never know an empty glass. I bet you always take out trash. Bet there's a lot of broken bottles and broken girls in your past. And I'd give anything to be the last. Any old time you wanna think on me, well, any old time you wanna come up and see, well, any old time you wanna know how sweet it could be, well, any old time, it's always me. You know, for you, there's always me. Any old time.
You just heard a track off of the new album Waiting for Harvey by the Emma Lee Project. Emma Lee is joining us live in studio. What was the name of that track?
That was Always Me.
Always Me.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
And there's 12 tracks on the new album.
Yep.
Mm.
Definitely. It doesn't feel like a full album unless it's got more than 10 for me.
Yeah. So you just got a call from another fan
Yeah.
from Pacific Roads, California.
Apparently Ed wants to hear Sometimes. This is not a song I really play that much anymore. It's on the first album. But Ed's a very, very good man, so I'm going to play it for him. If I can remember it. Sheesh.
It's alright, you can stay the night. I only dream of you sometimes. It's alright, we could dance in the light. We all need some warmth sometimes. Sometimes I get out just to lie back down. I tried to find all of me, but these are all the pieces I have found. And it's alright for just one night. We could all use someone sometimes. And it's alright any time of the night to call in and make me sing sometimes. You know, sometimes I get up just to lie back down. I tried to find all of me, but these are all the pieces I have found. So it's alright. Come on and say it's alright, 'cause everything's alright sometimes. Yeah, it's alright. You could stay the night. I only dream of you sometimes.
Oh, that was a good choice on Ed's part. It's a good song.
Well,
So, you moved away 7 years ago. You became a musician. You've come back with a couple of albums. And so what happened? What shifted that suddenly you decided to go into music?
I lost a couple of people in one really hard year, and it was actually sort of suggested to me by a close friend about 5 years ago. Said, you need to do something with all these feelings, so you should play some guitar. And I did. I picked one up and started playing it, and he was a guitar teacher. His name was Buddy. He's moved on too, but at the time he was one of the best guitar players I'd ever seen. Played some mean blues. And he showed me a few chords, and I came back a week later and said, hey, I wrote this song. And he's like, all right, let's hear it. Played it, and he's like, oh, it's pretty good. What else you got? I said, well, nothing. He said, oh, come back when you got something else. And he kept doing that, not being a musician, never being around him, not even really being a big listener of music. I didn't really realize that there was anything strange about picking up the guitar and writing 30 songs in a year and making an album. It just kept happening like that. And I had people like Buddy around going, well, what else you got? You know, that's all right, kid. Yeah. Come on. Kept trying to impress him, and yeah, I don't know. I'm rambling.
That was it. No, that's a great story. That's a great story.
Yeah.
Oh, so have you written a song about that whole experience itself?
I think they're all about that.
But, there's some, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
But no, nothing
specific, and everything in general.
Right.
Yeah.
So we have 20 minutes left of the show. I want to recap, too, for the listeners that they can go to the emilyproject.com.
Yeah.
Preview your music there, find out about you. There's pictures, there's and there's links to purchase
Definitely.
albums there.
Yeah, links to
Okay.
buy the album. There's videos. There's all kinds of fun Emily Project stuff. There will be a link to KKCR in there. This is really, really exciting for me. I grew up on Kauai, and I was here before there was a KKCR, and I was here during Aniki, and I was here afterwards, and it's a big deal. Community radio really makes a huge impact on lives, and it's really good music a lot of the time. Not necessarily now, but in general, I hear some of the best music ever when I'm listening to KKCR. So yeah, I'm excited about it.
Well, we're really glad to have you in here, and I'm
Thanks.
looking very forward to seeing what becomes of your music career out here in Kauai.
Me too.
And the musicians that you gather around you, and And as we were recapping, let's mention too that now that you've finished your album,
Yeah.
you're going to be performing and looking for gigs. And for folks who might be interested, they can contact you through the website, the MLE Project, as well as musicians who may think that they're a good match for what you're doing.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Yeah. You hear something you can work with, get in touch. I don't know what to say. I'm going to sing something.
Yes, please.
All right. Well, there's a silhouette of a cigarette smoke getting painted on the wall. Yeah, there's whiskey on the breath of the man on the barroom floor. This is the alleyway, bottles and bones. Well, there's a smoking gun of a kiss and it's lingering on your lips. There's that, been that, done that, hand resting on your hips. Well, don't get too excited, baby, but this might be it. Yeah, there's pipes on the rafters, right in the cellar below. Oh no. And there's a casket for the mask that you thought you would never outgrow. This here's the ever after, where the ragged people go. Their long history of violence, it just got lengthened by a chapter. Yeah, that slamming door silence has its own sinister laughter. It's a torn and bleeding kindness that chases all after. Well, there's pipes on the rafters, right in the cellar below. Oh no. There's that casket for the mask that you said you would never outgrow. This here's the ever after, where the ragged people go. Oh no. Well, there'll be coffins for the prophets if they're caught on the subway tonight. Yeah, there's always someone around the corner just waiting to show you the light. Each day is just saying yay or nay constitutes a fight. And all the users have the bruises from all their usual fixes. I hear them doing the blues in all their moving pictures. I saw a stained glass Mother Mary, she was sipping on an elixir. She turned to me and winked, yeah. There's raps on the rafters, rats in the cellar below. I see that casket for the mask that you said you would never outgrow. I think it's the only way out of this ever after these ragged people go. I gotta go, I gotta go, I gotta go.
Yeah, I like that one. That's a hard driving tune.
It's a... So one night I show up at go to this blues jam. These friends of mine did, and they're all real musicians, and they're all on stage, and they got 17 everything going on, and they asked me to come up and play with them, which really took me a little bit by complete shock and surprise, and so I did, because last minute's the best way to do it, and played some songs with them, and it was really hard for me to communicate what I was doing, because I'm really new to music, and they were saying musician-y things like, what key is this in? And I was saying Emily kind of things like, well, I use a capo, and I think this thing's a D if it wasn't capoed, and they were kind of giving me some glaring looks. So I went home and I wrote that song because it's a standard blues progression, and I felt like I could communicate that. I actually had to look it up online, what 12-bar blues were, and but I made it in F sharp minor, which apparently is not a standard blues key, so it still kind of didn't work. But it's a good song.
That's a great song.
Yeah.
F sharp minor, huh?
Apparently.
Wow.
I like that key.
Yeah, it sounds good.
I also like C sharp minor, which is an awkward one for people as well. But it's fun to sing to, and it sounds pretty.
Yeah. It's tough for harmonica players to...
Yeah, they tell me that.
Yeah.
There's some kind of chromatic thing that can work, but they really give you dirty looks when you say that. Yeah. Violin players are not very fond of it either. But hey, what are you going to do?
We're back here with Emma Lee from the Emma Lee Project. The new album Waiting for Harvey on iTunes and CD Baby as of Friday.
Yep.
Yeah, fresh album. We're going to close the show in, just before the top of the hour with another track off of that album, but up until then we're going to go live.
All right. This is actually, I should probably play something off the album. This is on the album, and the song's called If You're Weary.
Sat down and I wrote the perfect love song just the other day. But I wrote it on the water and it washed away. Maybe someday, somewhere, you can hear it when it rains. Well, it's the one that goes, ooh, if you're weary. Baby, I'd like to hold you for a while. Well, no one ever kisses me like I like it, like you. So tell me again that no one responds quite like I do. And tell me that I'm beautiful, you make it sound just like the truth. And all I can say is, ooh, if you're weary, well, baby, I'd like to hold you for a while. I look at you, I think about forever. I wrote you the perfect song that I can't remember. It's alright, sooner or later I'm sure we're in store for some stormy weather. And you're gonna hear, oh, if you're weary. Baby, I'd like to hold you for a while. Baby, cause I sat down and I wrote the perfect love song just the other day. But I wrote it on the water and it washed away, washed away, washed away. Maybe someday, somewhere, you can hear it when it rains. And all I can say is, ooh, if you're weary, baby, I'd like to hold you for a while. Baby,
And that was one off the new album.
That is on the new album, yeah.
Beautiful. Fantastic. Wow. So, I know that you just finished the albums on iTunes, but we need to get a couple of copies up here at the station. So
I know.
we can air it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
In the next month, I'm going to be making physical copies and getting those out. I will.
Okay. Excellent. So you got 10 minutes left.
right.
We're going to be playing a track off of your CD closing the show. So I'm thinking you can fit in a few more.
Okay.
Let's see what we can do with 10 minutes.
All right. This is the song I thought Ed was going to request, and then he didn't. So I'm going to play it anyway because it's in my head. I can strum it. So I went up out to the city, see them big old city lights. Found myself a city boy, we had some nights. Yeah, that boy sure did things right. And all he had to do was call me baby, and I come running, he just said I do. Guess I better figure out what it's all about. You know, I probably got more than I give myself credit for. I bet everyone smiles when I walk by. So I went down on to the coast, yeah, have a drink with an old friend of mine. He told me all about this girl he was crazy about, how she flipped her hair. He said that girl, she knew how to have a good time. He said all she has to do is call me baby, and I come running, she just said I do. You gotta help me figure out what it's all about. You know I got more than I give myself credit for. I bet everyone smiles when I walk by. So I decided it was time to go back to the islands, have myself a mango in the sun. So this boy came and found me, put his loving arms around me. Ooh. Told me he thought I was the one. And all I have to do is call him baby, and he come running, I just said I do. You know that boy better figure out what it's all about. You know he's got more than he gives himself credit for. I see everyone smile when we walk by. Yeah, all we have to do is call each other baby, and it won't matter if we ever say I do. We can help each other figure out what it's all about. Tell each other we got more than we give ourselves credit for, you know. I bet everyone smiles when we walk by. I see everyone smile when we walk by.
Yeah. Is that on the first album?
No, that's actually a new one.
That's a new one.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
that's
Ed,
a great song.
Ed's the friend down on the coast, so he likes it.
Now, we only have a few minutes left. I'm going to recap some stuff quickly. But do you want to tell me what track you want to close with on your album?
Yes. Let's close with Dance for You. That's a good one. That's the second one. Second
That's the
song.
second one.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the only song I've recorded twice.
All right. So, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you so much for having me.
Been a wonderful show. I'm looking really forward to seeing you perform around the island.
Me too.
And and the band network that you develop over here. And we did have a request from a caller to spell your name.
Oh, it's Emma Lee. EMMA space capital LEE.
Okay. Of course, no space when you go on to search for the Emily Project.
Right. That's just the emilyproject.com.
But still EMMALEE.
Yeah.
Correct? Okay, there you have it. Thanks for all of you for calling in, requests, and pledging support. And check out the, if you so wish, check out emilyproject.com. And also keep an eye out for this performance. Going to be airing on Hoike Television at some point. They're filming this evening, and so you'll get to see it all over again. Do come back.
I'd love to. This has been a lot of fun.
All
Thank
right.
you.
And one more time, this track is called
Dance for You.
And that's off the new album, Waiting for Harvey.
Softly smiling, waiting while you find out where I am. Seeing, believing, oh I'm merely being. I want to take your hand. I crave your touch, electric rush. My body understands. Wanna dance for you, like there's no one in the room. Meet your eyes across the miles. I know you anywhere. Music starting, my back is arching you. Take your chair, kneel before you on the floor. Your hand caught in my hair. Wanna dance for you, like there's no one in the room. Clip my hair, you slide your chair in the dance, truly begin. Flowers falling, oh, air is calling, the room around us spins. Back and forth, all the music soars. Let's reenact some sins. Ooh, I wanna dance for